Got it connected on the first try.
How about that? Hello, YouTube fans. Hey, Robert, if you want to go on and roll the open after these commercials, I think we'll be fine. They're going to start the 15-minute clock here shortly. So, plus his interview is almost 5 minutes. What is that? What is it? Is that what that is? Hey, Robert, also, if you can, whenever you get a chance, check that YouTube and make sure we're good there once I get yapping. We should be good, but looks good, but we'll see. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Carterville High School for Friday night high school basketball action as the Lions prepare to take on the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats in river-to-river conference play on a Friday night in which we've seen, Scott, a couple of games already postponed tonight, and it's not going to affect us.
No, this game's going to be one of the few in town, as they say, and of course the Murfreesboro-Heron game got canceled earlier tonight. Apparently the varsity officials that were going to do that game were from the Belleville area, couldn't get down here. And then Marion and Cahokia had to cancel their game because Marion's bus ran into some trouble on 64, had to turn around and come back. But why not come out to Carterville High School if you're going to go to one of those games? This should be a dandy.
Yeah, and we've already got a decent crowd here. AJ's traveled well tonight here with AJ, and I said I have every reason to believe it would be a lot like seeing the DuQuoin game a week ago.
Oh, I have to agree. Again, this is when you get on the Mississippi side of the river, even on the Ohio side of the river, you're going to have some very tough games night in, night out. Anna-Jonesboro comes in here 4-3, just like Carterville is. Carterville's some big guys at DuQuoin last week. We'll get a couple of big fellas in the paint again tonight.
And Luke Ford may see his playing time limited tonight. He's been under the weather all week, and with 3 games over the course of the next 5 days, he may see his the minutes kind of diminished a little bit because you want to minutes out of him tomorrow. A big game on the road at Carbondale, a non-conference game, and then Wednesday we hit the road and we go to Nashville. So he's going to have to play that by ear, and actually he'll address that coming up here in just a few minutes. Your Lion Mortgage anytime. For more information on the Bank of Carbondale's online mortgage center, visit the website at tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, and all loans are subject to credit approval. NMLS registration number 742871. We have our live stream on YouTube all fired up, ready to go. You can watch and listen to the game, or maybe you are listening on online at WJPF.com. We appreciate you tuning in this evening. It should be a whale of a ball game, as Scott said. The Lions come in tonight with a 4-3 record.
A big win, and Carterville had two 12-point leads whittled down to 4 points, had a 10-point lead in the second half that was knocked down to about 5 or 6 points, but Carterville had an answer for every DuQuoin run, and when you can win on the road like that, when you got to face adversity, a big crowd from DuQuoin last week, obviously, you've got to be able to find a way to win those type of games, and Carterville did. Anna-Jonesboro, on the other hand, 2 of their 3 losses have been to very good teams, Nashville and Benton, 2 of the better teams in Southern Illinois. So you really don't know. I think for Anna-Jonesboro, this game is kind of a litmus test. This is kind of, okay, where do we stand when it comes to conference play? If we could come on the road and upset a Carterville Lions team that's very good, then maybe we're a little bit better than maybe we showed against Benton and Nashville.
One of the things that both of these teams have had to deal with this week, in addition to their practice schedule, it was finals week. Practice was limited. Coach talked about that, and so now they can really start to focus on the basketball for the next couple of weeks. Of course, next week, like we said, Nashville on the road, get through Christmas, and then we get into the Duster Thomas tournament, and so you'll have their full attention now for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, and normally when you play Friday and Saturday, you have about a 24-hour break because you play Friday night then Saturday night, but that's not the case this weekend. Carterville turns around and plays at 2 o'clock tomorrow against Carbondale. The Terriers are a very good team in the South 7, obviously, and you talked about Luke Ford being a little bit under the weather. That not having that extra, 5-6 hours of rest could affect him. So we'll see how he's going to be used tonight in the game. But this is the most important game of the weekend by far. They've already played Marion tough, so they really shouldn't be surprised by anything they see tomorrow afternoon.
We're going to take our first break of our pregame show this evening, and when we come back, we're going to have the pregame interview I did just moments ago with Carterville head coach Shane Hawkins. It's the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats at Carterville to take on the Carterville Lions on News Radio WJPF. Yes, sir, if we would. And I see your people watching YouTube. We're doing the best we can on the video quality, but this building is built so well, we don't get a good signal sometimes. So.
Joins us, AJ, always tough.
Yeah, let's go to the conference game. Yeah. And it's, fortunately, we're home here tonight, but we got a chance to see AJ play twice. Play for a funky week. We've had finals all week. So I hope that we have that behind us and we're kind of ready to go mentally.
Talking with people this week, they asked me what I thought of AJ. I said there's a lot of similarities between AJ and DuQuoin.
Very physical. They play hard. They do a lot of the things, the little things right. And Coach Chambliss does a very good job with them. We're going to have to be mentally cut in to go play.
A end of game game plan. Were you able to work on that?
We did, and again, it was kind of a screwy week with finals and trying to keep our guys as fresh as possible, just as much mentally as physically. But that's one thing that we spend a lot of time on, and playing with the lead or playing behind. Just playing too many games in practice and kind of putting them in situations and letting them play that way, and then kind of figuring things out as we go, and then kind of talking about it and regrouping and figuring out what we did right, what we did wrong.
This will be the 8th game of the season for the Lions tonight. Tomorrow we play Carterville. Where are we at in the process of the game plan for your Lions for this year? Or where you wanted to be?
Probably not yet. You play 5 games that first week, so you spend a lot of the first 2 weeks of practice just trying to be able to survive those 5 games, and because you're going to play 5 games in 6 days. We had the week off after that. We were able to kind of go back and reteach some things and work on some fundamental stuff. Played twice the next week, so kind of played a Tuesday, Friday, kind of a screwy week. Last week we got to focus a lot just on decoy. This week we've got to focus a lot on overload them into more than they already are. But we're getting there, and that's the part I like. I think we keep showing improvement every time out. We've had our practices have been that way as well. So we're getting there. I don't know if we're to the point where I thought we would be at this time, but it's a completely different system. It's something entirely different way that they've ever played, and we're making waves. We're making steps in the right direction. We're not quite there yet.
Starting lineup for tonight?
We'll go be Ford's been out most of the week with sickness, so we can put Dylan Moore in that spot and move JJ to a 4, or we can start Luke. And again, I know we're knocking on game time here, but not have it for the rest of the week. So we'll be mindful of kind of watching his minutes, and so.
Bring it back to me after this. There you have it, head coach Shane Hawkins on our pregame show. Scott, I'm liking what I hear from Coach Hawkins.
Well, I think he likes the progress his team is making to this point, and he talked about Luke Ford maybe not starting. Doesn't know how much he'll play if he doesn't start. But what you lose in size by putting in Dylan Moore for Luke Ford, you don't lose anything in production because Dylan Moore has come off the bench a little bit of height, but you're definitely not losing anything as far as scoring in basketball IQ.
We're about 3 minutes away from both teams being back on the floor for the pregame show, and about 5 minutes away from the tip-off here in Carterville. It's the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking. A busy weekend for the Lions as they take on the AJ Wildcats here tonight, and tomorrow will be a non-conference game 4 miles to the west when they take on the Carbondale Terriers, and that for Carterville I think is the landmark game to see where you're at.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and again, Carterville can go over there tomorrow and play what I call loose. There's no conference 7 and almost upset Marion in the final game. So Carterville should go over there with a little bit of confidence tomorrow. Hopefully they get a win tonight and take that momentum 4 miles to the west tomorrow.
We're going to go on and take another break, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off tonight between the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats and your hometown Carterville Lions. That's your Carbondale Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center pregame show. When we come back, it's Carterville Lions basketball on NewsRadio WJPF. Robert, let's just go on and roll commercials through the anthem.
Choices. Our mission at First Southern Bank is simple: to represent community banking at its best. If you're looking for local, personal service, visit them today at any of their 15 locations in Marion, Carbondale, Carterville, El Dorado, Creel Springs, Grand Tower, Carrier Mills, Murfreesboro, Royalton, and Heron. Or visit them on the web at firstsouthernbank.net. First Southern Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Kids, did you pack your homework?
We're starting the anthem now, Robert. Hey, Robert, can you trap the audio for me tonight, too? With this video jumping around, I'm not going to get a clean cut, I don't think. Bring it back after this one.
Our top priority is personal service. That's why Banterra is the region's largest locally owned community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services.
Teams tonight here. Conference game between the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats and the hometown Carterville Lions. When you look at the starting lineup for the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats, you look at a very good ball team. And leading off at guard will be Sheldon McGrath, who averages 11 points a game. And he comes in tonight 5'11", the 5'11" junior. Also starting number 10, Jacob Zimmerman, the 5'10" guard for Anna-Jonesboro. Jake Parr is the 6'2" forward, comes into the game averaging 19 points a game for the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats. Izzy Markovic is the 6'5" forward, the big guy for AJ, wearing number 21. And Logan Sawyer rounds out the starting lineup wearing number 30, the 6'4" junior for the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats.
Yeah, Jake Parr is the guy that the Lions have got to contain tonight. The 6'2" junior, very, very good. He's been playing varsity basketball since he was a freshman at AJ. He's gotten a little more. He's got a little more girth to him now than a couple of years ago. He's the guy that Carterville has to stop. They cannot let Jake Parr take control of this ball game tonight.
The starting lineup for the Wildcats have been announced, and head coach Mike Chamness does a nice job at Anna-Jonesboro and in a conference game.
And they're very physical as well, and so it'd be interesting to see how the officials call this game tonight. Are they going to let the players play, especially in the paint, or are they going to call things close, which could affect both teams? But they're a physical team. They kind of remind me of a football team on the basketball court, because they play a very similar style to the way they play football. This should be a good game. This should be interesting.
Now the starting lineup for your Carterville Lions this evening. At the point, as always, it's going to be the 5'9" senior guard, Brendan Beasley, wearing number 30 for your Lions. Other guard position, number 3, the 5'10" senior guard, Blake Jackson. One of the forwards this evening kind of plays off guard and forward. That is 6'2" junior Justin Johnson. We call him JJ during the game. And then down low for the Lions, you have the 6'6" senior Taylor Heil, who had a great game at DuQuoin on the boards. Didn't get a lot point-wise, but he worked his tail off on the rebounds. Luke Ford. Noah is his brother that plays football at SIU. Luke is not getting the start tonight. As we said, he's been under the weather this week, so that means that 5'11" sophomore guard Dylan Moore is going to get the start for the Lions.
And Dylan Moore has proven that he can come off the bench and start and play well. Taylor Heil's going to have his hands full on the inside tonight with Izzy Markovic, the 6'5" senior. Of course, last week, Heil had the big guy very smooth from about 12 feet in. We've even seen him hit threes. So we'll see how Heil contends tonight.
And he's getting better.
Yes, and I think it's all about confidence. When you got confidence, you think you can do anything. And Taylor Heil, even though
All brands, call 985-2502. Go online, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com. Both teams are on the floor, ready to go. If you're listening on News Radio WJPF or watching our live stream, thank you for watching tonight and listening to Lions basketball. As the Lions, they control the tip-off. They work it around to the left side. Dylan Moore fires from three, no good. Taylor Howell with the rebound, and the tip out comes out to the Lions. Beasley fires from three off the back of the arm. The ball is on the ground, and here come the ace of the baseline. Kicks it down to Heil. Heil, little 5-footer, bounces around, no good, and the ball is rebounded by A.J. That is Logan Sawyer with the rebound. So into the front court, Sheldon McGrath wearing number 3, A.J. in the road. Markovic, he takes a couple of steps, and they're going to say it's a jump ball, as I believe it was Taylor Heil got his hands on the ball.
Yeah, it could have been called traveling, but it wasn't. Carterville's had some good looks in the first minute and a half of this game, but they're 0 of 4 from the field.
So it's that is being called on Izzy Markovic of A.J., and that's the first foul on the Wildcats.
Yeah, good job by Justin Johnson to box his man out.
Beasley over to Moore as the Lions are working the perimeter game here early in the ball game. 6:28 on the clock. No score so far between the Lions and the Wildcats. Blake Jackson now swing pass to Dylan Moore. They try to get it down to Johnson on the left block. The ball's tipped away. It's going to belong to Carterville.
Yeah, Anna-Jonesboro's double teaming Heil every chance they get. He goes from one low block to the other. There's two guys there waiting for him.
2-3 zone defensively for the Wildcats. Heil from the right elbow fires from there. No good. Rebound comes off to Markovic for the Wildcats. Into the front court. Sheldon McGrath, the right-hand dribble. Kicked out pass, and it's tipped away. Nice job defensively by Blake Jackson. Man, he's got some quick hands. And the Wildcats, he averages about 11 points a game for the boys in blue as Parr is guarded by Moore. They work it over to the other side, and we have a timeout that is called by Mike Chamness, the head coach of the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats. We're going to keep it here. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Crystal's Catering and More. More than you expected, more memorable for your guests. You can go online, visit Crystal's Good.
Dave, Carterville's come out cold from the field, missing their first 5 shots. All 5 shots they've missed were good shots. At least three of those were in the paint. Dylan Moore missed the 3 on the first possession. But
DuQuoin early in the game where they didn't get their sets run.
Right.
That's exactly what happened with A.J., and that's what he was saying to him. And they're going to go out and try to get this going right now. And he fights a shot up, and it's defended nicely by the Lions, and he doesn't make it. Now a kick-out pass by A.J., a three-pointer, no good. A.J. gets the rebound. The ball is on the ground, and A.J. controls once again. McGrath happy on Markovic. That's his second foul of the game, the second team foul, and that's going to help the Lions.
Well, both teams combined 0 of 9 from the field.
Lion logo. Beasley with the left-hand dribble. Now between the circles. Over to the left side. They work it to Jackson. Jackson to Dylan Moore toward the left wing. 4:55 left in the first quarter. Beasley fires from 3 off the front of the iron. No good. Rebounded by McGrath for the Wildcats. Into the front court with the right-hand dribble. Backs it up. They're going to set the offense. He's guarded by Beasley. Gets the pick from Parr. They work it toward the left side. That is Jade Gillis that checked in 6 in the quarter.
Parr's a good basketball player.
So Carter Jackson fires from 3 off the iron, no good. Big rebound by Justin Johnson, and he's fouled. And the foul is going to be on Jade Gillis, the first foul on him, the third team foul now on the Wildcats.
Lions have 3 offensive.
At the line is Johnson. He misses his first free throw of the game. At the line for the second is good. So Carterville finally on the board at 4:05 left here. Coaches Association All-South Football. And congratulations to him this week as we have a travel by Sheldon McGrath and another turnover on the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's their second turnover. McGrath, he saw a lane, down the lane, but he took one of those NBA moves. Too many steps.
So it is 2-1. A.J. on top of the Lions. Dylan Moore kicks it out to Beasley. He's going to step into a three-pointer. No good. Rebound goes long baseline. And we have a foul, and it's on, guess who? Luke Ford, as soon as he checks into the game.
Yeah, he got beat baseline and just shoved him out of bounds. Luke Ford's first. He's used to banging people. He's not used to being nice.
That's exactly right. 3:28 left here in the first. AJ basketball is Jade Gillis between the circles, guarded by Taylor Heil. Out high. Nice job defensively, and that ball is turned over off of the fingertips of Sawyer. Carterville worked on that in practice this week, working on getting the turnovers. And between the circles to Beasley, back to Jackson. He steps in on the right baseline. Swing pass over to Moore. Moore to Beasley. Could have been called for travel, not called. Beasley shot no good. Luke Ford rebound, and the putback is good. Luke Ford, Jonesboro. That is Zimmerman that put the shot up and rebounded by Gillis. His shot is no good. Here come the Lions. Jackson down to Dylan Moore as he throws the ball into the backcourt, saved by Jackson, and it's a turnover on the Lions. Is that the first turnover?
First turnover for the Lions.
AJ with the basketball into the front court. That is McGrath with the right-hand dribble, guarded by Dylan Moore. Nice job defensively. They get it to the right elbow to Parr. And Parr fires from the free throw line, and that is good for Jake Tyne to Moore. Back between the circles to Beasley. Jackson's going to fire from three, and that's good for Blake Jackson. Man, if we could get him going, that would be fantastic.
Well, it would open things up for Beasley.
Right now, and it is 7-6 Wildcats with a minute and a half left here in the opening quarter. Dylan Moore on the right wing. Brendan Beasley now to Blake Jackson. Fires from three off the back of the iron. No good. Rebounded by Heil. Now between the circles to Parr. Toward the right side. They bring it back up top to McGrath. McGrath kick out pass toward the left side. Zimmerman from three, and that is good for Zimmerman. His first bucket of the game. 10-6 now. 50 seconds left in the first quarter.
The Wildcats' last 2 threes, Dave, they have been wide open shots.
Carterville a little slow for the Lions.
Ford's not playing like he's sick right now.
No, he's not. 30 seconds. And sometimes when you're not feeling good, you have great games. Michael Jordan come to mind?
Yeah.
23 seconds left in the opening quarter. 10-8. AJ on top of the Lions. That is McGrath with the left-hand dribble. The ball knocked out of bounds, and they're saying it was off of AJ. Another
turnover. 14.7 seconds ago. Carterville has a chance to tie or take the lead with a three.
As Carterville has the ball, 6 seconds left in the quarter. Back top of the circle. Justin Johnson, last second shot, right hand floater, no good. And that is how we end. 60 here, please, 60. Broadcast brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them today for your Carterville spirit wear on West Plaza Drive, now offering in-house embroidery. Proudly supporting the hometown Lions. Go to Artworks Custom Graphics. On the right wing, Carterville back and forth around the perimeter. Beasley between the circle. Dylan Moore, right wing, looks for some help, cut off. Nice swing pass over to Johnson. Johnson fires from three off the back of the iron, no good. Ford, another rebound, works his way into the paint. The putback is good by Luke Ford. He's got 6 points in this game, man. He's looking good. What a big, he come out of nowhere, swatted that ball away. He is feeling it here in this game.
You would not be able to tell that he's been a sick man this week because he has played gangbuster since he's been in the game.
No, you wouldn't. So it's AJ basketball. Nice job again by Ford, tipping the ball away on the inbounds pass. He is everywhere.
I don't wish sickness on anybody, but maybe he should be sick every week.
10-10 shot, and he's fouled. They should have called a travel. That's what Luke Ford said. He's got everything else right. I'm assuming he's probably right on that. But they're going to say it was a foul on the Carterville Lions. That's going to be the second foul.
For Luke Ford. Unfortunately, he picked up his second foul, and he's going to have to go sit on the bench for a while.
He has 4 points in that first quarter for the Lions. Justin Johnson has 1. Blake Jackson has. Get back between the circles. Parr, top of the key. Now a kick out pass to Reynolds. He fires from 3, and it's good for Mr. Reynolds. Carson Reynolds. Justin Johnson with the basketball. Tries to get it down to Heil. Pass is tipped away. Turnover on the Lions.
Get AJ out of this suffocating zone defense is to start hitting threes, and then that'll open things up on the inside for Mr. Heil.
McGrath with by Jackson and hits the rim, and Jackson gets the rebound. Here come the Lions in their white uniforms to the right side. They work it to Blake Jackson. Jackson now swing pass. They get it down to Heil. He works his way. Swing pass to Jackson. Wide open for 3 off the iron. No good. And the rebound comes off for Jake Parr. That's a good look for the Lions.
It was a good look. The Lions only shot 20%.
Beasley on the run. Over to Jackson. Beasley's going to fire from 3 off the iron. No good. And the rebound is long out to Sheldon McGrath. He's going to slow it down. 5:15. AJ with a 13-10 lead. Parr gets another rebound. Here come the Lions. Johnson to Beasley. Little 12-footer off the iron. No good. Cold once again. And the rebound comes off to Logan Sawyer, who averages about 4.5 points a game for the Wildcats. So, 4:45 left in the half. That is McGrath with the left-hand dribble, looks for help, gives it to Parr. He's guarded by Johnson. They work it down inside. The ball's thrown away, and the Wildcats into the front court quickly. McGrath, he runs over Dylan Moore, and he's called for the charge. Big foul. Nice job by Dylan Moore to hang in there.
Well, that's what I call basketball IQ. Dylan knew to stand his ground. Carterville is not taking advantage of these Wildcat turnovers.
Zimmerman and Reynolds check out for the Wildcats. So Carterville has it. They're down 3, 4:15 left, and we have a timeout that is called by Carterville's head coach, Shane Hawkins. I believe it is just a 30-second timeout. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire City of Carterville are proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville.
In the second quarter, they're only 1 out of 6, so things aren't getting any better. But they're only down by 3. One reason is they're playing good defense, and they're creating turnovers, which hopefully at some point, and Carterville's not taking really bad shots. They're just not falling right now. And as I said earlier, AJ's zone defense is so.
They'll turn it around. They're just a little chilly right now.
Yeah.
But, when you get that one shot, maybe a couple of buckets in a row, and that's all it takes to kind of heat things up. And that can happen to either team. So it's Carterville basketball. Is Beasley. They work it over to Dylan Moore. He drives hard, but he has to kick it back out to Beasley on the left wing. He's guarded by Ross Pennon of the AJ. Blake Jackson drives the lane. They kick it, work it out to Moore. He fires from 3, no good. Rebound, it is fought, and Moore comes up with it, and we've got a push in the back on Anna-Jonesboro's Michael Hill, who just checked into the game for the Wildcats.
And Dylan Moore leads the Lions right now with 4 rebounds. He can do a little bit of everything.
Carterville has 1 bucket here in the second quarter, and that was by Luke Ford here with 3:44 left on the clock. As you said, you got to make your shots to beat that zone. If you do that, as they work it over to Jackson. Now they work it down to Johnson. Back to Jackson. Moore. Around the horn they go to Beasley, and he tried to leave it for Heil, and the ball's tipped away. AJ on the run. That is McGrath that gets the bucket there. That's his first point of the game. It's a 5-point lead now with 3:15 in the second quarter. Beasley from the right elbow fires. The ball bounces around. Johnson with a big rebound, and he's fouled. And it's going to be.
And Carterville's offensive rebounds, you'd swear the Carterville's up by 10 or 12 points. That's not the case.
That's not the case. They're down 5, actually, with right side. And the ball comes to Parr. Parr, he leaves it for Hill. Hill drives the lane, puts the ball on the floor. They are scrambling around, and we've got a jump ball, and that's going to belong to Anna-Jonesboro.
Boy, I thought Parr was going to square up and shoot that 3. He was wide open, but he gave the ball, I think, to McGrath, and he kind of looked and saw an open.
The backcourt, and they're saying the ball was not touched. and they control it. That is McGrath between the circles. Right-hand dribble, steps into a long shot. He buries it from about 18 feet. Nice shot by McGrath. He's got passes are not good. They're getting tipped away.
Well, the last two Carterville turnovers were bounce passes trying to go inside to Heil. You got to get the ball up there. The 6'6" guy, he doesn't need it around.
Pass, he's got 5 now. It's 17-12, AJ. Anna-Jonesboro into the front court. They're passing around and off. It is Zimmerman, and he's guarded by Jackson. The ball's tipped away. Turnover on AJ. Here come the Lions. Beasley into the front court with the right-hand dribble. Brings it to the right side. Blake over to Beasley. Fires from 3 for Beasley off the iron. Rebound comes off to the guys in blue. That's Anna-Jonesboro, and that's controlled by Jake Parr. McGrath with the left-hand dribble across the timeline. To Gillis. Gillis back to Parr. Parr drives the lane, and he's fouled as he gets into the lane. And they're going to call that on Carterville.
If they could get the ball into Heil, get him in foul trouble, that'd be awesome.
Anna-Jonesboro with the basketball. Parr toward the left side, drives the baseline, push off, and that's what they're going to call a foul on Jake Parr. That is his first. That is the 7th team foul, and that's going to put Carterville, should put Carterville in the bonus. But they're given possession on the ball. So it's Carterville basketball. Blake Jackson into Heil, left elbow, little 5-footer to go in the half, 57 seconds. AJ with the basketball as they work it out, and we have a travel on, that is Jade Gillis, a turnover on Anna-Jonesboro. Carterville's got a chance to tie this game up on this possession.
9 turnovers for Anna-Jonesboro. Their coach Chamson, halftime, is going to look at Carterville's poor shooting and say, fellas, we should be up by 12 or 14 points.
45 seconds on the clock. Blake Jackson with the basketball. Swing pass over to Moore. Moore, he puts a shot up off the backboard, no good. AJ gets the rebound. Here comes McGrath. 33 seconds left in the first half. Back and forth with the left-right dribble toward the right side to Hazel. Devin Hazel with the basketball. Now to McGrath. Now to Parr with the right-hand dribble. Kick out pass to Zimmer. Man, he fires no good. And that is McGrath. His shot is blocked. Gets it back, throws it up. No good. It's out of bounds. And it's off of Anna-Jonesboro. Carterville's going to have a chance to score with 2.3 seconds left here in the first half. Wow.
To say this is a low-scoring half would be an understatement.
A little bit. It was no good, and so it is 17-14. Anna-Jonesboro over the Carterville Lions at the half. When we come back, it is going to be your Ike Family of Dealerships halftime report. It's the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats 17, Carterville Lions 14. It's halftime. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF.
Giving you to keep you awake.
Nah, nothing. Just don't have any choice. Back at Carterville High School at the half, where Anna-Jonesboro lead the Lions 17-14. Low-scoring first half. And when you look at the score, it's kind of deceiving that AJ is that.
22% from the field in the first half. AJ, 35%. That's not great. AJ had 3 threes in the first half. Carterville only had 1. Carterville was out-rebounded 17-14. Moore led the Lions with 4 rebounds. Parr led the Wildcats with 6 rebounds. Lions had 8 offensive rebounds, but they could not get any stickbacks. We're only down by 3. You know, if we can turn this around and turn some of those AJ turnovers into points, we'll be okay. I think one thing that you worry about as a head coach is frustration starting to set in. You know, guys, sometimes when you're not shooting the ball well from the field, you'll see your shooters hesitate to shoot the ball because they're afraid, I'm not hitting tonight, I can't shoot. I'm not going to be able to make it. If you're a shooter, you got to shoot the ball. You cannot let what happened in the first half affect you in the second half. So I think Carterville's in good shape considering the way they shot the ball in the first half.
When you look at scoring in the first half, let's look at the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats. They are led by Jake Parr, which isn't surprising as he averages 19 points a game. He's got 7 points. Those 7 points, though, came in the first quarter for Anna-Jonesboro. Also scoring in the first quarter was Jacob Zimmerman. He hit a 3-ball for them. It was Sheldon McGrath. He got a couple of buckets in the second quarter. He's got 4 points. And then Carson Reynolds rounds out the scoring for AJ. He hit a big 3-pointer there early in the second quarter. Carterville is led in points by the big guy, number 33, Luke Ford. He's got 6 that has 5 points in the game, a 3-pointer in the first quarter, a bucket in the second, and then Justin Johnson is 1 for 2 from the free throw line. So it's 17-14. Anna-Jonesboro leads your Carterville Lions. This update at the half, Carterville girls are playing on the road, a conference game at Sparta this evening. Sparta leads at 23-15. Again, that game is at the half. And as we talked about in the pregame show, there's a couple of other high school games that got postponed tonight as there's some weather issues more along that I-64 corridor that's had effect on games in southern Illinois.
Yeah, Marion and Cahokia had to be canceled. The Marion bus, what I was told, had gotten up on 64 and got into some slick situation, had to come back. Heron and Murfreesboro to play just a little over a week. Then you've got the holiday tournaments coming up right after that. These games that they're not played tonight, it's probably going to be late January, maybe even early February before they're made up.
So Carterville tomorrow is going to hit the road, travel over to Carbondale. It's the yearly matchup with the Carbondale Terriers, which is always a good litmus test for this Lions team to see where they're at. And Carbondale, another good team again this season. Should be a good matchup tomorrow.
I think Carbondale proved to everybody last week that they're going to be a pretty good club when they beat Centralia.
Yep.
Again, Carterville's played Mount Vernon, Collinsville, and Marion in the Pyramid Plus tournament. Played all those teams close, actually beat Mount Vernon. And then next Wednesday night, Carterville has to go to Nashville to play probably the conference favorite in the Nashville Hornets. So this is a game you got to have here, Carterville. This is the most important game of the weekend. This is the one you got to have because you know the next 2 games are going to be very tough.
You want to go to Nashville with 2 wins in under your belt conference-wise, and Carterville has that opportunity, but they have to take care of business here in the second half. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships. Ike family of dealerships include Ike Honda and Volkswagen of Marion, proud supporters of Carterville Lions sports. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll continue on our Ike family of dealership halftime show. It's AJ 17, Carterville 14 at the half on NewsRadio WJPF. Thank you, Robert. After 3. We're doing 90 seconds here, Robert. Sorry. We okay on spots on your end? Let's go on and run. Let's go on and run it up.
Charlie's has earned their customers' trust, and they welcome the opportunity to
when it comes to banking, Banterra is the change community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services, and have 25 Southern Illinois branches.
Bring it back after this. Back in Carterville, the banking center located at 200 West Plaza Drive. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Scott, coming up at the end of the game, we need to pick our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Who would you pick if you had to right now?
Probably the guy that's had the fewest minutes but the most points for Carterville right now, Luke Ford. At some point, I'm sure he's going to be back in this game in the second half. But honestly, when you go into the second half, it's still wide open. Anybody's eligible to get the Joe's Lawn Care star of the game. There's some
he did earlier as he came in and sparked the Lions with 6 points in that first half. But he got into foul trouble. Carterville with the basketball. Beasley fires from three off the back of the iron. Heil with the big rebound, works his way under, up and in, and that's good for the Lions. And Taylor Heil's going to go to the line for the and one.
Heil very good on the offensive glass, got the rebound and got to go in and has a chance to tie the game here early in the third.
And that's the, the foul was on Sawyer. His into the front court. They work it down to Parr. His little runner is good. Parr's got his first bucket of the second half, 19-16, AJ. Into the front court. They tried to work the ball down to Heil, and the ball's tipped away as it was Justin Johnson trying to pass it along the baseline. Out to Zimmerman, Jacob Zimmerman now, guarded by Blake Jackson, finds a lane, kick out pass to Sawyer. He fires from about 18, and that's good for Sawyer, his first bucket of the game, and it's a 5-point lead now for the Wildcats.
Wildcats are hitting their shots. That's the difference in this game.
Carterville is not. That is the difference. You're exactly right. Blake Jackson with the right-hand dribble. Kick out pass, swing over to Moore. Now between the circles as Beasley travels with the basketball. Turnover on Carterville. 6:27 and a 5-point lead for the Wildcats.
Just it seemed like a second ago, Carterville had a chance to tie the game with a Heil free throw. He missed it. No.
Little 8-footer, no good. Rebound, nice job by Heil to get the rebound. Quickly to Beasley, into the front court. Moving away from us from right to left. Blake Jackson, left baseline. Swing pass to Dylan Moore, now between the circles. Back to Jackson, they get it down to Johnson.
He's going to stay in that zone until Carterville can prove they can shoot the outside shot.
And they have not been able to do that so far. And the score reflects that, and they only have 16 points. And we're 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Dylan Moore with the back. He's got all 4 of the points here in the third. It's the 3-point lead for Anna-Jonesboro. McGrath into the front court for the Wildcats. Kick out pass to Parr. Parr drives to the left baseline. Little runner is good by your Lions. Blake Jackson leaves it for Taylor Heil. Bank shot, no good. Gets his rebound. Nice strong board. Put back by Heil. And he's got 6 now in the third quarter. 3-point lead, and the ball is off of Blake.
Carterville's got to do a little bit better defensively.
Carterville's shots have all been in the paint, all by Heil after hard work. McGrath with the pass to Parr. No, excuse me, that was Sawyer. Now they work it down to Parr, and it goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it was off of Carterville's Dylan Moore. It's going to belong to Anna-Jonesboro. Superman checking back in for the Carterville Lions, number 33, Luke Ford. Pass and his little runner is good. That's 6 points now for Sheldon McGrath. 5-point lead again for Anna-Jonesboro. Carterville in the front court, Dylan Moore. Back to Beasley. Now they're going to kick it over to Blake Jackson. He fires from 3. That's a big shot for the Lions. It's a 2-point foul from behind. That's going to be the first foul on Heil, the first team foul on the Lions in the second half.
Yeah, I think Markovic was losing his balance anyway, and Heil just kind of gave him a little bit of a nudge.
Was there.
Yeah, he was there. That exactly.
So it's Anna-Jonesboro ball. Into the front court, the ball, the inbounds pass. Now it's Parr firing from the left baseline. That's good for 3 for Jake Parr. And we have a timeout that is called by Specializing in custom graphics and apparel, visit them today for your Carterville Spirit Wear on West Plaza Drive. They offer in-house embroidery, proudly supporting the hometown Lions. And don't forget, they're more than just apparel. They design logos, brochures, posters. Go online, artworkscustomgraphics.com.
Now, this third quarter has been kind of strange. Carterville had a chance to tie the game with a Heil free throw. He missed it, and then the next bar hits the big wide open three, and that's the one guy you cannot leave wide open. He's just too good of a basketball player, and he'll kill you every time.
So Carterville has the basketball into the front courts. Beasley works it toward the right side. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Carterville down 5. Beasley, he's guarded by McGrath. Taking some time. Carterville trying to set their offense, but nobody's moving for the Lions. Beasley kicks it out to quarter. 28-26, AJ on top of your Lions. They have the basketball, though. McGrath near side to Jacob Zimmerman. They work it down low, and the ball is off. They work it down to Izzy Markovic, and he turns it over. Carterville basketball, a chance to tie it with 3:28 left in the third.
Markovic just dribbled it off his foot. That's their first turnover here in the second half.
Off to Jackson, but there's a foul called, and they're going to call it on Anna-Jonesboro.
Mr. Ford was in there fighting and scrapping for the ball.
So the foul is on Markovic. That's his third for Anna-Jonesboro. He comes out. Carterville has the ball. 3:10 left in the third, down 2. Johnson inbounds to Blake Jackson between the circle with the right-hand dribble. Over to Dylan Moore toward the right side. Ford from the right elbow tries the top of the board off the iron, and that is going to give the ball to the Lions.
Wildcats have only missed 2 shots in this third quarter. Carterville shot the ball as well. They've only missed 3 shots. Carterville's just having trouble getting over that hump, getting at least tying the game.
As Carterville works it down low to Heil. From Heil to Ford. Ball goes out of bounds off of Luke Ford. Another turnover on the Lions.
Again, you got a chance to tie the game or take the lead with a 3. And the last 2 possessions have ended in turnovers for the Lions.
McGrath with the basketball picked up defensively by Jackson for the Lions. Over toward Gillis. Gillis, top of the key to Parr. He's guarded by John Blake Jackson. Back to Moore, wants to work it down to Ford, brings it back between the circles. Blake Jackson fires from 3, no good. He gets his own rebound. Carterville controls. Dylan Moore with the basketball. Now they work it over to Johnson, down low to Heil. Kick out pass, Dylan Moore for 3 is no good. Oh, Taylor Heil, the big board, his putback is no good. Now that is Justin Johnson that gets the putback for the Lions. Wow, what an offensive set for the Lions there. As the shot is no good by Zimmerman, the rebound comes off to Heil. Carterville controls. 1:29 left in the third quarter, all tied at 28. Mike Chamis hurries up. He wants to get a defensive sub in. Down to Ford. He gets the ball. Puts the shot up. Good ball. Luke Ford. Oh, nice job. He's got 8 now for the Lions. 1:14 left in the third quarter.
And Carterville's got their first lead of the game.
That's turned in favor of the Carterville Lions.
And Wildcats are starting to miss some of those open shots that they were hitting earlier.
Carterville in the front court. Dylan Moore. They're working the perimeter once again. Blake Jackson over to Dylan Moore on the right wing. 42 seconds left in the third. Justin Johnson down to Luke Ford. Back to Johnson. Brings it toward the center. Now they work it over to Dylan Moore. Trying to get it into the Heil off of him. Turnover on the Lions. Now 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
Carterville just trying to force things too much on offense.
Again, like you said earlier, that pass needs to be up high to the big guys.
It seems so simple to us.
It is from where we're at. But they do talk about it in practice. It's on Coach's stuff that he talks about. Ball is on the floor. We have a pushing foul that is called on Carterville. They're going to say it was on Justin Johnson. That's his second foul. That is going to be the second team foul on the Lions. So 6.1 seconds left in the third quarter. Anna-Jonesboro with the ball. Carterville, the 2-point lead, 30-28. Down low, they find Parr wide open. Turnaround putback is good by Parr. And Carterville gets off the shot. It's good. That should count. Who was that?
That was Jackson.
Blake Jackson with the big three-pointer at the buzzer. Carterville with the three-point lead heading to the fourth. 33-30, Carterville leads. We'll be back in 60 seconds. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Back at Carterville, it's Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson, where Carterville in that third quarter came alive.
Well, they shot 57% from the field.
AJ, 33-30 as we have a whistle.
Now, the two of the officials out by the
Which makes me wonder it's a clock issue.
Yeah.
As they're working their way over toward the scores table. Carterville came alive in that third quarter, and to end it, Blake Jackson with the big running three as play is back underway. They have everything lined out. Anna-Jonesboro with the basketball. Zimmerman fires from three, and we've got a foul out front. And that was before the shot. The foul is on Dylan Moore. That is the first basketball into the front court. McGrath with the left-hand dribble gets a runner down the lane. He's fouled by Luke Ford. That is, as he was trying to shoot forward, that's his third, or is that his fourth?
I think that's his third. If Luke just holds his ground, he can block that shot easily by going straight up, but he came down and got all arm.
So McGrath is at the line. Sheldon McGrath, his first free throw is no good. Again, 7:38 left in the game. 3-point lead for the Lions in a key river-to-river conference matchup at Carterville. Second free throw's no good. Justin Johnson does a great job getting the rebound. Carterville basketball, they can push this lead out to 5 on this possession. Blake Jackson's running the point now for the Lions. Over to Dylan Moore. Back to Jackson. Brings it between the circles. Works it toward the left side. Dylan Moore's going to fire from three. Off the back of the iron. Tyler Howell the rebound.
Howell was going to shoot the ball, but he passed it off. Got a nice
Johnson
assist.
did a nice job cutting toward the bucket, and we have a foul on Blake Jackson. That is the first on Jackson. 5th team foul on the Lions. Carterville, though, has that 5-point lead.
Got a little bit of momentum.
AJ in the front court. Parr working against the double team. Nice spin move, left hand turnaround jumper. A layup is good by swing pass to Dylan Moore. Now between the circles, Jackson to Johnson. Swing pass to Moore. Carterville really using that skip pass in this game tonight. Back to Justin Johnson from three off the iron. No good. Rebound controlled by Anna-Jonesboro. Sheldon McGrath into the front court. Zimmerman on the right side. Now to Parr between the circles, guarded by Taylor Heil. He's going to try to put the shot up. He travels with the ball. Turnover on Anna-Jonesboro.
Heil's guarding Parr, and Parr thought he could take him from the free throw line down the lane and beat him, and he didn't. Not only did he not beat Heil, but once he got down in the lane, Ford came over, and it forced him to walk.
Carterville basketball. 3-point lead, 6:12 left in the ball game. Dylan Moore to Blake Jackson. Moore back to Jackson between the circles. Into Heil at the elbow. Back, they kick it to the right side. Now Heil at the right elbow. Dumps it down low to Ford. And we have a foul. Taylor Heil and Luke Ford, they could work that give and go down on the low block to very well.
Well, Heil's got the height and the long arms. And, of course, Ford's got the physicality you need on the inside. they're just they're like a dynamic duo underneath.
The foul is called on Hill of A.J. Carterville with the basketball. 5:50 left in the ball game. Dylan Moore now at the top of the key. He's running the offense. They work it over to Blake Jackson on the left side. Down to Ford. He leaves it for Heil. Heil off the board. That is good. Nice job by the Carterville Lions big guys. It is a 5-point lead again for the Lions. Into the front court. Anna-Jonesboro par fires from 3 off the front of the iron. No good. Heil gets the rebound quickly into the front court, and they control. Carterville's doing a nice job with this lineup on the floor right here as Blake Jackson runs the point for the Lions. Heil fires from 15. No good. Rebounded by McGrath. McGrath now on the run into the front court. The little right-hand dribble to Dylan Moore toward the right wing. Now Jackson between the circle, top of the key to Justin Johnson. Jackson, right-hand dribble. Kick out to Dylan Moore. Moore back to Jackson. 4:45 left in the game. Luke Ford at the free throw line. Blake Jackson gets a runner, throws it up, in and out, no good. Rebounded to Justin Johnson, and we have a foul on Anna-Jonesboro. That is going to be on Izzy Markovic. That's his 4th for AJ. He's going to come. Actually, Michael Hill is going to check out. I think Izzy Markovic's going to come out as well. He does. Checking in is going to be Jake Gillis for Anna-Jonesboro. Johnson. Now they work it between Dylan Moore to Ford. Blake Jackson's going to fire from 3 off the iron. No good. Big rebound. Nice touch pass by Taylor Heil down to Luke Ford. Oh my gosh, what a nice assist from Taylor Heil.
Taylor has 9 rebounds. 6 of those are offensive rebounds, and 5 of those offensive rebounds have been here in the second half. He's been a force.
Luke Ford has 10 points, can make it 11 on the free throw. It's no good. Rebound there's a foul that is called on Justin Johnson as he tried to swat the ball back, tip it back. So it's going to belong to Anna-Jonesboro.
Now this is where Carterville can be patient on offense.
Away, how to end a quarter. Can they do that? They did at New Coin. Can they do it here as the foul is called on Blake Jackson? That's his 2nd. And at the line is going to be McGrath for Anna-Jonesboro. His first free throw is good.
Don't want to send the Wildcats to the line. It stops the clock and then lets them get a little bit closer.
The bonus from McGrath is no good, and we've got a lane violation that is called on Anna-Jonesboro, and that's going to give the ball to the Lions. 4:15 remaining in the game. 4-point lead for Carterville. Carterville slows it down. This is what they need to do. Now we're starting to see how they can control the clock at the end of a quarter or at the end of a game. Johnson to Jackson, over to Dylan Moore toward the right side. Carterville really patient on the perimeter with the passing around the 3-point line. Moore back to Jackson. Now the ball's tipped away. Here comes Anna-Jonesboro after the turnover. They work it out to Gillis. He fires from 3. That's a huge 3-pointer for Gillis to Blake Jackson toward the logo at midcourt. Now back to Johnson. Now to Jackson. He finds a way into the lane. Gives it up to Johnson. Over to Dylan Moore. Nice job by the Lions. Down to Taylor Heil. Left block. They find Johnson. He takes a run at the bucket. His shot is blocked. Didn't really have control of it. We have a timeout that is called. Jump ball that is called. And it's going to belong to the Carterville Lions on the possession arrow.
Now Carterville's trying to force things that aren't there. AJ's not really playing the passing lanes. Just take your time, be patient, wait for the open man.
30-second timeout called by Carterville coach Shane Hawkins. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. Over 30 years, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions. You can call 985-2502 or visit online, charliesairconditioningandheating.com.
Well, Carterville had a 4 or 5 point lead. Now it's whittled down to 1. Similar to what we saw last week at DuQuoin, where Carterville had a couple of 12-point leads, and those leads were cut down to 4. Carterville has got the ball. They've got the lead. 3:06 to go. They just need to be patient offense. Don't turn the ball over. And if you do score, or even if you don't, you got to come back. You've got to play good defense, and you got to make sure somebody is on Mr. Parr. You do not want him to be the difference in this game down the stretch.
So the ball is going to belong to Carterville. Under their own basket. Pass comes out front for the Lions. Justin Johnson between the circles. Now down to Ford to Beasley, who's checked back into the game. They find Blake Jackson on the left wing. He was wide open, but they back it out. Jackson again with the ball, guarded by Zimmerman. Into the with the basketball, Carterville to Beasley. Left-hand dribble, back to Johnson at the free throw line. Taylor Heil works his way down. Left-hand runner, no good. AJ controls the rebound. Into the front court, Sheldon McGrath with the basketball. Then Carterville back to a 3-point lead. 2:20 left in the game.
Jackson with a steal, Jackson with a basket.
AJ with the ball into the front court. McGrath from the left elbow fires off the back of the iron. Rebound comes off to Taylor Heil. I don't know how many he has, but he's got a ton of them tonight. 10 rebounds for Taylor Heil. Carterville with the ball. 2 minutes left in a 3-point lead in a key river-to-river basketball game here at Carterville. Justin Johnson to Beasley to Jackson on the left side. Back to Beasley, over to Johnson. Gives it up to Beasley. Carterville works it around the perimeter again. They want to get it down low. They get it to Heil. They work the pass down to Ford. He puts his shot up. He's fouled as the shot was no good, but Luke Ford is going to go to the line and shoot two.
I thought Ford was going to lose it out of bounds, but he regrouped, got the ball, and man, 3-point play will look good, but 2 free throws will look almost as sweet right here.
Logan Sawyer had the foul. Luke Ford is at the line shooting 2. The first one by Ford is no good. You have to hit those free throws.
Had a score update at halftime. Massac led Harrisburg 32-22.
41-38 is our score here. 1:36 left in this river-to-river conference game. Carterville down at the half, but they've had a good second half as Ford hits the second. 11 points now for Luke Ford as he checks out. That's a good ball game from a kid that hadn't felt good all week.
Yeah, contributed 3 offensive rebounds as well.
Anna-Jonesboro with the basketball. 4-point lead. They're down 4 to the Lions. 1.5 in the game. Into the front court. McGrath, the left-hand dribble. The double team defensively kicks it out. 30-second timeout. That was a tough shot by Mr. Parr.
Yeah, he's just a good basketball player. He can do a lot of things on the outside, and as we saw there, he can do things on the inside. And Carterville hanging on to that 2-point lead, 1:21 to go. We'll see how they handle the pressure. I don't even think with Anna-Jonesboro down by 2, Dave, I don't think that Anna's going to come out of that zone defense and go man-to-man. For Carterville, you've got time on your hands. That's your friend. Don't force anything. At some point, Anna's going to have to foul you. Then you're going to have to hit your free throw.
Well, and that's going to, if they work the perimeter, eventually that defense has to come out to try to defend the pass. When they do that, that's when you find the cutters at the hole and your big guys where you can get those easy buckets. Jake Parr for AJ, he's got 20 points in this game so far.
Yep.
He's been strong tonight.
He's averaging 19 coming into the game, so he's been a very, very good player for a few years at AJ.
11 points for Taylor Heil, but as you said, he's got 10 boards.
He tried, there were some turnovers, so he's really kind of had to fight through some adversity in this second half.
Coming up at the end of the game, Scott and I have to pick our Joe's Lawn Care Player of the Game. So stay tuned to our Banterra Bank post-game show right after the conclusion of this game. Carterville with the basketball. 1:15 left in the ball game. Beasley.
AJ's gone man-to-man.
They've gone man-to-man now, so Carterville can run the offense. Dylan Moore. But the key thing is no turnovers here as we're working our way towards 60 seconds left in the ball game. Justin Johnson guarded by Parr. Right-hand dribble between the circles, and that's a turnover on Justin Johnson. He was expecting a man to cut out to pick up the pass. He throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, and that player was Beasley. This is the first time AJ's gone to a man-to-man tonight, and it kind of confused Carterville enough that AJ created a turnover. Now they could tie it or go ahead with a 3.
42-40, under a minute to play. Anna-Jonesboro with the basketball. And moving left to right, McGrath with the ball, looks for some help. Nice job defensively, and he traveled as he was turning around. He didn't have any.
If that ends up being the turnover that costs AJ this ball game.
3/4 of a minute left in this game. Beasley has the basketball, works it to Taylor Heil. Heil is out front. They get it to Blake Jackson. Jackson is guarded by Zimmerman. Now to Dylan Moore. Moore between the circles to Taylor Heil. Heil, top of the key to Beasley. Beasley is fouled out front by McGrath, and Beasley is going to go. That is going to be 7, and Beasley's going to be at the line for 1 and bonus.
Yeah, really, AJ could not allow much more time to go off the clock. When you're down by 2, you know, around that 20-second mark, you got to foul, hope they miss, and should give you maybe 1 or 2 more opportunities to score.
Brennan Beasley has not put a point on the board in this game, but he does make his first.
The field tonight, but everybody's going to remember these made free throws if that's how it turns out.
Carterville backs everybody off the free throw line. The second by Beasley is good, giving the Lions a 4-point lead. 21 seconds left, and we have a full timeout. We'll take a break as well. It's 44-40, Lions over AJ. You're listening to News Radio WJPF. Woo!
Man, this is like chewing nails.
60 here, please, 60.
First Southern Bank, a Southern Illinois-owned bank where local people and local decisions help you with all your financial choices. Our mission at First Southern Bank is simple, to represent community banking at its best. If you're looking for local, personal service, visit them today at any of their firstsouthernbank.net. First Southern Bank,
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Back at Carterville, it's a 4-point lead for the Lions. 21 seconds left in the game, Scott. Carterville hit the free throws by Brendan Beasley.
Yeah, 2 big free throws by Beasley. Now they've got to play defense, but don't foul.
As Anna-Jonesboro, they have it in the backcourt. Into the front court they go. They give it to Sawyer. Now they work it to Parr. He's got the hot hand. Nice job defensively by Johnson. They're not getting able to get a shot off. Zimmerman finally fires, and the rebound comes off to Johnson. 4 seconds left on the game clock, and that was a huge rebound and a great job defensively by the Lions.
8 rebounds, a heck of a game, especially here in the second half, along with Blake Jackson.
Justin Johnson is at the line. The foul was on Carson Reynolds. Johnson's first free throw is good. That should ice it for the Lions as they have a 5-point lead, under 5 seconds left. 2-possession game. Good by Anna-Jonesboro, and it is a 45-40 victory for your Carterville Lions in a key river-to-river conference game this evening. What a good ball game and a big win for these Lions.
Well, a big second half by Carterville. You know, they started to take the ball on the inside to Taylor Heil. Loose balls, those 50-50 balls they talk about. And Carterville had just enough offense in that fourth quarter to, dare I say, survive and win this game tonight.
That's how it ends. Choose our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. We'll have a chance to talk to head coach Shane Hawkins. Man, what a good ball game and a key win for your Lions. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Welcome back to Carterville High School. My name is Dave McKenzie. My partner is Scott Hudson. Our producer engineer back at the station, Robert Teese, on the video this evening. Amy is here where we have just witnessed the Carterville Lions with a huge 45-40 win over Anna-Jonesboro in this conference matchup tonight, Scott.
Well, we knew it wouldn't be easy, but I don't know that we knew it would be this hard. And a lot of it was because of Carterville's poor shooting in the first half. They just could not shoot the ball well, only 22%. But I believe they were only down by 3 points at half, so that was the good thing. As poorly as they shot, they were still only down by 3 points. Much better second half shooting from the field. Had some big stops in the fourth quarter. And what do you say about Taylor Heil? 10 rebounds to go with how many points did Mr. Taylor Heil have tonight?
He wound up with 11 points.
A double-double. Lions out-rebounded Anna 30-22. Of course, Heil with 10, 7 by par to lead the Wildcats. 13 A.J. turnovers, 11 Carterville turnovers for the game. Carterville only shot 35% for the game, but you have to remember they only shot 22% at the half, 43% for Anna-Jonesboro. What a heck of a game. This was basically just a survival of the fittest is what this came down to. Carterville survived. They got the win. They don't ask how. They just ask if you did. They got the win.
They got the win. Let's look at the scoring this evening as well. Let's start with the visiting Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats. They were led in scoring this evening by who else? Jake Parr. He winds up with 20 points. 4 in the fourth quarter. Carterville did a nice job on him defensively here this evening in keeping him under control. Also, you had Sheldon McGrath, the point guard. He winds up with 9. Jacob Zimmerman has 3. Carson Reynolds has 3. Jade Gillis has 3. And Logan Sawyer has 2. Anna-Jonesboro scores 40 points in the ball game. The Lions were led this evening by Blake Jackson, who winds up with 13 points in the game. Luke Ford had 11, and Taylor Heil, the two big guys, with 11 points this evening. Justin Johnson, has 6, and a couple of big key plays at the end of the game. And then you have Dylan Moore that hit a three-pointer for the Lions. Brendan Beasley hit a pair of free throws in the fourth quarter. 45-40, that is the final here on a Friday night basketball night.
Carterville fans, Carterville players, Carterville's coaching staff, you probably heard a noise a while ago. It was a sigh of relief because they felt like this is one that almost got away from them. But they found a way, and that's what good teams do. When you're not playing your best, whether it's defensively, offensively, or both, good teams find a way to grind it out, find a way to win, and that's what Carterville did tonight.
Shane Hawkins makes his way out of – actually, is that Shane? No, that's Mike Chamness.
Yep.
Somewhat with my foggy contact lens, they look similar. Let's talk about our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game.
Well, I tell you what, special mention, honorable mention, I will give to Luke Ford. Double digits in points, only had 3 rebounds, but he was Carterville's offense in the first half.
Absolutely.
And he didn't start the game. He played the fewest minutes of any Carterville player in that first half, yet led them in scoring. So he was a force on the boards, but I think you got to go with Taylor Heil. It had to be a frustrating night for him in the first half. Carterville could not get the ball down low to him. They were double-teaming him down low, forcing Carterville to beat the Wildcats from the outside, which Carterville wasn't doing. But Taylor kind of fought through the adversity in that second half. He started to take things to the glass. When he got the ball, he started to be more of a force. And 11 points, 10 rebounds. That's a pretty good night, partner.
And you talk about Luke Ford, too, with the honorable mention. He hasn't practiced hardly at all this week. He's been ill. I talked to him a couple of times. I asked him tonight if he was going to play. He said just a few minutes. But he was huge for the Lions. He came in, winds up with 6 points in the first half. Taylor Heil only had a pair of one bucket in that first half. But in that second half, he took over this game. And as a result, Taylor Heil is our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Our player of the game brought to you by Joe's Lawn Care. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. I bet he's loving this time of weather.
Oh, you got to believe it.
He's itching to get out there and move some snow. They specialize in commercial and residential lawn care, landscaping and maintenance, spring and fall cleanups. They do snow removal, property maintenance, bush hogging, bush, hedge trimming. They do tree trimming and removal. They repair equipment. It is Joe's Lawn Care. You can call 534-8148. That is owned and operated by Joe and Lindsay McCann of Carterville. They do a nice job. Joe's Lawn Care. Taylor Howe, our player of the game.
Let me ask you, Mr. McKenzie, if I'd have told you before the game that Dylan Moore was only going to score 3 points and Brendan Beasley, leading scorer, is only going to score 3, what would you have thought the outcome was going to be?
10-point loss.
Yeah, and I think that speaks volumes about the other players. And a couple of guys I want to mention, Blake Jackson and Justin Johnson. There were key plays in this game, especially in the fourth quarter, where they went and got those 50-50 balls. They came away with those and kept A.J. from getting another possession. And I thought both of those guys did a good job guarding Parr. At times they would switch off, depending on if there was a pick or a screen being set. They would talk to each other. And Parr, even though he got his points down the stretch with about 2 minutes to go, he was not a factor. They were not going to let Mr. Parr beat him. And again, this was a team effort from top to bottom, but when your two guns from the outside, Beasley and Moore, only combined for 6 points and you still win, that's a good night.
Well, you don't get points for winning pretty.
No.
And Carterville's last 2 wins over DuQuoin a week ago, tonight, not pretty at all, but effective.
Well, they were ugly wins, but think about the time of year. Everybody's wearing those ugly Santa and Christmas sweatshirts. That's kind of like what it was tonight.
It is ugly sweater night.
Yeah, it was ugly sweater night, and Carterville kind of played that way for a while. But again, they found a way to win. That's all that matters.
That's exactly how I'm going to put it to Coach when he comes up here.
And I'll say it was your idea.
Ugly sweater win for the Carterville Lions tonight. It was a 45-40 win for the Carterville Lions this evening in a key river-to-river conference game. Now Carterville 2-0, and on Wednesday night, Scott, you and I get to make that trip to Nashville, and Carterville is going to take on the Hornets. They go into that game. I think it's huge going into that game at Nashville, undefeated in the conference so far.
Well, I think the key with these 2 conference wins, Carterville has found ways to win these games differently. At DuQuoin, you had the 3 big leads where DuQuoin came back and cut it to 4 points. But Carterville found a way to hold them off. Tonight, Carterville had to find a way to come back in a game by all rights probably shouldn't have won because of their poor shooting. But, again, they found a way to win, and that's what good teams do.
We're going to take a break. We are waiting on Carterville head coach Shane Hawkins to make his way toward our perch here at Carterville High School. It was a 45-40 win for the Carterville Lions. We'll be back. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Let's go. 90 seconds, please. 90 seconds. Here comes Coach.
Didn't realize the importance of maintenance for your car. But then you became a mom or a dad. Aaron's Auto Center in Marion is your one-stop automotive repair shop. Your Napa Auto Care Center, Aaron's installs quality Napa parts. Make sure your car is safe and dependable. Take it to Aaron's Auto Center in Marion.
Hey, Carterville Lion fans, this is Jim with Aaron's Auto Center. Be the first to come in and tell me the final score of tonight's game, and I'll give you a free $18.99 oil change. Go Lions!
Back at Carterville High School, my name is Dave McKenzie, along with Scott Hudson, and joining us on our post-game show, our Banterra Bank post-game show, Carterville head coach Shane Hawkins. Coach, what my first comment is this: it was ugly sweater night for the Carterville Lions in this game over.
We tried to outmatch them, didn't we?
Oh my gosh! But effective, however you want to look at it, a 45-40 win over AJ.
It's another conference game. That's what we talked about in the pregame. It's a conference game. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be who out executes the other team. We did a lot of things below average, especially early. We kind of got a little momentum there in the third quarter, kind of hit a shot, finished around the rim a couple times, and kind of just stayed the course.
Coach, you had in the first half only 22% from the field, and your leading scorer, Luke Ford, played the fewest minutes of any Carterville Lion in the first half. But because of your cold shooting, you just couldn't get AJ to come out of that zone. They were just going to let you shoot and miss, and they were not going to let Taylor Howell beat them in that first half.
No, and we talked about it. You can't. It's kind of like fool's gold. You hit a couple threes early, and then you want to live out there at the yard. Well, we had part of that. We kept launching. We never hit any early. But I thought we were very passive against our zone, and we've talked about it 4 days, working through it, and we
how
knew
to work
what
the cut.
We knew what they were going to do. I think they played zone almost every possession of every game so far, and so we knew what was coming. We've worked on it all week, believe me or not. But we could never get in the flow. We missed a couple early that when you miss some bunnies early, it's a confidence thing. And then you kind of start looking to miss things instead of having some confidence to step up and make one, and just could never really get in the flow offensively. And they were so spread in their zone. And we did a lot of holding the ball, and every time you hold it against the zone, they just kind of reset and stayed home. And we got a little bit better ball movement there in the second half.
And it was really keyed by Taylor Howell. Man, what a nice job on the boards. He did he was just banging on those boards tonight and kept the ball alive, got a couple of nice little bunny shots. Plus, the cuts that they were getting that you got with Luke Ford in the third quarter were huge points offensively for the Lions.
We talked about it for 4 days. We have to pound it inside, even if we're playing zone. And I know that's what they're trying to take away. But you have got to have ball movement from the perimeter, and that ball's still got to go inside. And I thought our big guys did a tremendous job tonight. They passed it well between each other. We got off to a bad start. We missed a couple bunnies early, but we stayed the course. We kept battling. We got a couple big baskets. Got an and one there early in the third quarter. I think we missed a free throw, but we kind of established ourselves early in the third quarter of getting the ball back into the paint. And once we did that, we had a little bit more success.
Coach, a couple things that really stood out to me, especially in the fourth quarter. There were some 50-50 balls that Blake Jackson and Justin Johnson went and got. They weren't even the closest players to the balls, but they made the effort. They got the ball, which obviously didn't give AJ another possession. And then down the stretch, your defense on par was very, very good. I know he had 20 points, but down the stretch, you are not going to let him be the one to beat you.
No, they have three guys who can score, and I thought we did a pretty good job on McGrath. He got us with some high ball screen. The problem is if we switch that high ball screen with Parr and McGrath, then it puts our point guard on Parr, and they just take him to the block, and we're in all kind of trouble. Zimmerman got loose a couple times and got loose there late, and he's their best shooter, and he got loose late for an open three and kind of dodged a bullet there. But we just stayed the course. We kept fighting, and we made some minor adjustments as we went through, and it's a conference game. You get out, take the win, and let's worry about how pretty or how ugly it was later. Let's use it as a win and learn from. We can learn from a win just as easy as you can learn from a loss. And I think there's no question that the thing we talked about in game one was 50-50 balls. So 7 games later, that was the difference in the game. And I think it was the difference in the first game.
Well, when you look at the standings in the River to River Conference, it doesn't say Carterville's 2-0, but they were 2 ugly wins.
Right. We won 2 conference games by 11 points. It doesn't matter. You have 2 in the left-hand column, and we get another conference challenge on Wednesday night. But keep improving.
Let's talk about tomorrow. Carterville hits the road 4 miles to the west. It's not far, but it's a big game against Carbondale.
It's a good challenge for us.
Yes.
To see kind of where, going back from the first week, being in the pyramid, playing all bigger schools, to what kind of improvement have we made in the last 3 weeks. And I'm very familiar with their guys, playing them the last couple of years. It's going to be a game that we've got to be more fundamentally sound than we were tonight. I thought defensively we kind of gambled and took ourselves out of plays a couple times. If you do that against them, they're going to capitalize. They have enough shooters, they have enough size and athletes that when you gamble and miss against them, they're going to make you pay. And we kind of dodged a couple bullets here tonight, but I'm looking forward to it. And I think our guys are too. And we're done with finals. That's one less stress we have of the week. And I think we kind of played kind of like I thought we would. We kind of slept. It was kind of sleptwalk through even the whole game. But I just thought it was going to be a grind, knowing what they've been through especially the last 2 days. And you got to understand that. You got to understand the psyche of your guys. And I think that now they have a big relief. Now we can go play basketball for the next 2 weeks. We don't have to worry about tests and projects and homework.
Carterville head coach Shane Hawkins joining us here on our Banterra Bank postgame show. A 45-40 win over Anna-Jonesboro. Tomorrow they take on the Carbondale Terriers starting at 2 o'clock. 1:45 will be the pregame here on NewsRadio WJPF.
JV starts at 2.
Oh, JV game at 2.
JV game at 2, so you're talking varsity 3:15-ish, 3:30.
Yeah. Didn't realize that.
Yeah.
My bad. But so it's a JV game at 2 o'clock, and we'll have all the action right here on NewsRadio WJPF. Congratulations on the win. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, Coach.
Head coach Shane Hawkins joining us on our post-game show. Carterville a winner tonight, 45-40. Again, on the road tomorrow afternoon at Carbondale, a non-conference game against the Terriers. Scott, like coach, I'm looking forward to this game.
Yeah, again, Carterville can go over there and play loose tomorrow. You would love nothing more to go over there and upset the Carbondale Terriers, but there's not a lot of pressure on the Lions tomorrow. It's not a conference game. It's a non-conference game, but you're playing an opponent who's very good. They're very athletic, and playing better schools is only going to make you better. And it might help prepare the Lions for what's coming Wednesday night, and that's a date with the Nashville Hornets in Washington County.
45-40 is the final. We will talk to you tomorrow afternoon. I would say, let's see if it's at 2 o'clock, probably about 3:30. We'll probably talk to you about 3:30 tomorrow afternoon on News Radio WJPF. I think tip-off will probably be around 3:45, and it'll be Carterville taking on the Carbondale Terriers. Thank you to everybody that joined us this evening here on News Radio WJPF. If you were watching on our YouTube live feed, we appreciate you doing that, and we'll have it again for you tomorrow. For our producer engineer back at the station, well done, sir, Robert Teese. For Amy on the video this evening, my partner Scott Hudson, I'm Dave McKenzie, where your Carterville Lions got a big win over Anna-Jonesboro tonight in river-to-river conference action, 45-40. We will talk to you tomorrow afternoon from Carbondale High School on News Radio WJPF.
When it comes to banking,